Hi guys, my name is Mark and welcome to the Cask Wine and Beer Boutique. With over 20 years in the wine and spirits business, we've opened up a store to be able to create a place for you to be able to learn about new wines, new beers, and a place for you to experience things that may be a little bit off the wall. Today we're going to be talking about one of our favorite grapes on one of our favorite days, National Pinot Noir Day. There are two theories behind where the name Pinot Noir comes from in history. The first was from French word Pinot, which is the shape of a pine cone, very similar to the resemblance of a bundle of Pinot Noir grapes on a vine. The second was the region of Pignol in France, where the grape was first founded over 2,000 years ago. The most notable regions for Pinot Noir production include France, Western Germany, Italy, New Zealand, South America, and the US. So the first wine that we're going to be tasting today is going to be the rural Mendocino, California, 100% Pinot Noir from Jake and Ben Fetzer. This wine is grown in the mountains of Mendocino, California, atop a hillside, kind of located in a little bit of a valley. They have very, very cold, cool mornings, which then translate into warmer afternoons. This gives Pinot Noir its optimal capability of growing and maturing into rich, big, jammy fruit. Rural uses 100% new oak in each one of their wines. The richness in the color in the wine is really unique. As you can see, this wine has a little bit of a red tint at the end of the ring, but goes to a deep dark center, which is really interesting. That just shows the concentration and the consistency in winemaking that they're doing here in rural. The nose has a lot of. Our next wine that we're going to be trying is the 2019 006 Pinot Noir from Rio Negra Patagonia. This is Bodega Aniello. They do a series of different red and white Pinot Noirs from Patagonia. Probably one of the most rustic regions that you would ever think that you would find wine growing happening. However, what's happening right now in Argentina is really unique because of climate change. You're finding a lot more wine production, you're finding a lot more delicate fruit being planted, specifically Pinot Noir, and the quality of the wines is phenomenal at a great price. The 006 we feature here at the store, it's one of my favorite wines. This wine to me shows the rustic potential in Pinot Noir while still showing the beauty of the grape. The wine itself has a really intense cherry juice, caprice. All right, so the next wine that we're going to taste is the 2019 Chanson Pinot Noir from Burgundy. This is not labeled as traditional Burgundy, would probably seem to many. As you can see, it does say Bourgogne, which does classify that the fruit is from Burgundy, but it does not classify which specific AVA within Burgundy it's located. The positives for that is initially, you're going to see a lower cost to wines that are labeled as Bourgogne versus a Gevrey Chambertin or a Chambon-Musigny. You're going to see less terroir notes in the wine and perhaps more fruit. We haven't tried the wine yet, we just opened it. There may be some indication also that this wine is going to be a little bit thinner on the palate just because it's not specifically from one AVA, but we'll see here as we try the wine. The color is very similar to rural. It still has a brighter. The earthy aromas that we smelled are not as apparent on the palate. They're still there on the aroma, however, but for some reason, yeah, the fruit just completely takes over and it's all fruit the whole time. The finish is much more acidic, and it's making my mouth water a lot. The alcohol content on this wine is a little bit lower. It's at 13%, so the body of this wine is also a little bit lighter on my palate. The wine is great. It's very pleasing, very easy to drink, and it's a great example of French Pinot Noir. New Zealand is a primary and prime growing area for Pinot Noir because of the cold nights, cool mornings, and warm afternoons. This wine is also the wine of the group that has some age on it. This is a 2014 vintage. So for us, we should be able to see a little bit more of the terroir, a little bit more of the earthy notes to this wine, less of the fruit because the wine is a little bit older and the tertiary aromas, those secondary aromas, are going to show a little bit more on a wine with some age. The color right away is fantastic. There's a unique orange rim to this wine that transfers into a dark orange, almost a burnt orange fired center. This is very conducive and very telling of a wine with age to it, because as they age, the red tint in the wine, the red color in the wine will tend to die off. And we hope you liked today's tasting of the Pinot Noirs that we feature here at the store. If you have any questions about them, just drop a comment below and check out our next tasting for future upcoming events. Thanks again.